Stitchin' here, Allison at your leisure. I am here today to share with you my WIP parade, and I have two reasons. I needed to get everything out of the, hidden cupboards at home and do an inventory just to see what I had available to me that had been started to get going this year. And then not only for that, you know what's coming up in February. February is the Milan Winter Olympics. And yes, there is Stitch the Winter Olympics. So I needed to see what do I want to play with? So here's the inventory, and I hope you enjoy. I tried to get it laid out at the house when I was in quiet time, and make a list and check it twice, and potentially have a lot of fun with it. And I think I've got stuff that were from either the basket by my bed or the basket at my elbow space in my sewing area. So I really didn't need to get it all out, but there are a couple of things that are in the lineup of the 17 days that I should have a very satisfactory time with. Thank you so much, new subscribers. I really appreciate your coming on board. And if you have any questions or you'd like to have more information about any of the pieces that I shared with you today, I'd love to respond. Please leave a comment. Oh, and if you wouldn't mind, I'd love a like. Over the moon for it. Thank you. Have a great week. Enjoy. So I hope you enjoy it. There are 48, I think. Here you go. Let me launch it off. And it's no more me. It's just around our island at home. I've got it laid out. I've got the fabric that it's on. I've got the floss that I'm using and the designer. So here you go. Enjoy. Basket number 1. Let's take a look. I'm going to lay them all out and make notes, and we'll fly through them. Here's the first 10. WIP number 1 here is my One Nation by Bygone Stitchers on 28 count Ale Cashel linen. I'm using Classic Colorworks floss. Number 2, Dog's Declaration by Ink Circles on 18 count Ada Peridot by Fiber on a Whim. I'm using the called for Valdani hand-dyed cotton threads. Number 3 is Noah's Ark Sampler by Janlin. I'd like to thank Gwenny and Laura Lynn for my acquiring this. It's on 14 count Natural Brown Ada by Wilchett Wickelt. It is the kitted up thread hanks that I have divided up there. Number 4 is a luxury autumn pillowcase cover set by Hirschner's on 14 count Ada that has been sewn into the edge of the pillowcase. It is using DMC flosses. Number 5 is A Girl's Life Miss January quilt block number 1 by Stitches of Love. It's on stamped embroidery. I'm using sulky threads. Number 6, The Lord's Prayer. Very special. I am doing The Lord's Prayer. Oh, it's by Lila Studios. It's on 32 count linen vanilla latte fabrics by Stephanie. And I'm using Alvera Soleil silk. Very exciting. It works beautifully, but I obviously need to get back to that. This is a Treasure Stars and Stripes by Ursula Michaels Designs on 14 count Ada Vintage Blue Whisper, and I'm using the called for DMCs. Alrighty, this is a very, very special one to me. I'm calling it Our Kids, and they are feeding the pigeons at the San Juan Capistrano mission back in the day. I sent the photograph off to Creative Vision Design, and I am working it on 14 count light blue Aida from Michael's craft store and using the called for DMC. Next up is Make Today Magical by Tiny Modernist. I'm working on 28 count linen smoky blue by Fabric Flare. It is a combination of Gast and Weeks threads. And for this run, the last one is Nature's Journey by Katarina Holland for Just Cross Stitch magazine. It was a sell, and I'm so glad I opened this up because I needed to secure the winter magazine for the 4th installment. Looks like that. It's so, so, so pretty. Okay, basket number 2. Here we go. Let me get these laid out. I think there are some newbies in here, so it's not going to be as chock full as the last one. Group number 2, I'm starting, of course, with my Cloister Garden by Fox and Rabbit. I still have December to finish, November and December to finish. I foresee that being a beautiful finish. Got to get there. Thank you, Tracy, for my offering up, suggesting a palette, which I still haven't figured out what I'm going to do for December in this corner, but we'll get there. I am using, oh, by the way, 18 count Aida Rosemary by Vintage Needle Arts, and the called for DMCs that I called for myself. Next up is Sand, Sun, and Sea by Hands On Designs. Haven't gotten very far, but we'll get there. Love it. And that is being worked with DMCs. That is on Weeks Dye Works Straw Linen. Next up, Erin Elizabeth, American Flag. That is on 32 count Smoky White, vintage Smoky White Belfast. And I am using Dinky Dye Silks for the blue and the red. Next up is Camper Van's Bookmark, which I purchased in Scotland on a cruise in a gift shop off in the woods, really inspiring me. And it is on Ivory Aida, lovely finish on the edge there, bookmark that was included in the little kit. And I look forward to finishing that. When I met my husband, he had a tan Volkswagen van, and I plan on making one of them, I think the green one, or maybe the purple one. Oh no, I already did it. It's already there. Okay, instead of the pink. I have here something that was suggested to me, the Camping Tier by Erin Elizabeth. I am working on 18 count Mystic Gray Aida and using DMC floss. Over here we have the Penny Patch Quilts Pansy Basket on 36 count Coconut Shell by Bestitch Me. I'm using Weeks Dye Works that were called for. And why it is a WIP, the stitching is done, but I need to work on the penny basket pillow. I do have the felts, I have everything. I just haven't finished it. I'd like to thank my friend Tracy, not Lois, Tracy, for getting me involved in the Doreen Jones Christmas 2025 sale. I have been working on I think 32 count linen scrap, and then I'm using the called for DMCs. Got to keep going on that. I love it. This is needlepoint, the Ponte Vecchio Bridge. I thank Lori Clark for gifting this to me. My dad in World War II was in the Italy in Monte Cassino and did go through Florence. So it's very meaningful to me. Super pretty. Just got to keep going on that. And the NPI silks work really nicely. Mill Hill Bridal Shop. I have all the called for beads and I just need to keep going on it. But I did put all the wedding things away because I felt like I was creating bad luck for my son because things just kept getting held up, but now they're on the roll. This is Lighthouse in a Bottle by Svetlana Sikar, and I'm working on 14 count Aida and using DMC. Let's finish this one up and lay some more out. Here we go, round 3 now. This is from Hirschner's. It's the Flower Farm Animals 12 block kid quilt, and there's number 1 almost done. Here is the Alessandro Adelaide Needlework Smile Pumpkin. It's being worked on black even weave with DMC. This is the Viking Landscape Project from the World of Cross Stitch magazine, and I am working on 14 count Aida using DMC. This is the Mother's Day Heart Anger Sampler that is from the Vanessa Ann's 1991 Holidays of Cross Stitch, and I have gotten through the first few rows. This is the May Fairy from Mirabilia. I have all the beads I need and the Kreinik metallic, and I'm only on her middle right there. Come on. This is from Fat Quarter Shop. It's called Bountiful, and I am using 32 count ivory linen, and they're called for DMC. This is on the rooftop, up on the rooftop. It was a mystery sal this last summer 2025 from Fat Quarter Shop. It is on 14 count Aida, and I'm using their DMC. Love that needle minder. This is an unfortunate project where I have lost the cover sheet. I only have the pattern, and I don't know what it is, but it is a plethora of different red worked lettering. I'll find it. I know I will in a box. I'll get back to you if I find it. This is from Owl Forest Embroidery. It is the Wizard of Oz sew-along, and it looks like I only got into number 2 there. But I am using DMC and Aida. I think it's on 18 count Aida, and I did dye it myself. This is the Quilter's Paradise, no, Stitcher's Paradise, and it was a sal in the World of Cross Stitch magazine. I am using Peony 18 count from Fiber on a Whim, and I started it over. I started on white, didn't like it, and started it over on the Peony. There we go. Alrighty, so here I am up to number 31 WIP. This is Barbara Ann Designs Oh Christmas Tree. I believe I started it in Nova Scotia once upon a time. I think you're going to notice this is my most pitiful start grouping, but there you go. That is on 32 count raw natural linens Vigard, and I'm using the called for variegated DMCs and the DMC Diamond. This is our Happy Place by Bothy Threads, designed by Lucy Pithaway. It's on 14 count Aida, and I'm using the called for DMC. Very good. Love that. This is a group of Christmas decorations, baubles. It's called Christmas Baubles by Tempting Tangles. It's on opalescent 14 count Aida, and I have loads of the DMC called for coming up here. And there's the DMC threads and the little hoop, stitch hoop. Here's where I have loads of thread. Oh my gosh, this box I had to acquire to keep it all straight. And I've got them all labeled over there if I have, but I've only used a couple colors. It's Heaven and Earth's Merry Christmas 2023. I was working hard on it with Lori Clark during the 2024 World Series, Blue Jays versus Dodgers. It could have gone either way, but yes, doesn't look like much, but I was on it. I really was. This is the Halloween fairy, and I've lost my cover sheet, but I am using Classic Colorworks conversion, and I do have the Mill Hill seed beads that go kind of around her head and at the end of her wand. That is on 32 count smoky gray even weave, and I'm using Classic Colorworks. This is the Stitch by Stitch by Tempting Tangles, and I am on 14 count Aida. Dinky Dye Silk in the House. I enjoyed that one. I don't know why I didn't continue on with it. This was started the night my kids asked us to babysit the grandkids for the first time for an Alan Jackson concert, which I noted on the back. This is The Friendship Tree by Shakespeare's Peddler. I'm on 32 count straw linen. Next up is La Belle Lettresse de Gigi, and it, of course, is the letter A, and I did quite a bit on that. I am using Weeks Dye Works, not Dinky Dyes. This is the Berry Patch by Hello from Liz Matthews. Super cute, using DMCs, and that handsome bunny is being stitched on 36 count Milk and Honey from Fiber on a Whim. Moving around to one of my oldest WIPs here, I think. It is Stitchography by Fat Quarter Shop for the 2021 World Cross Stitch Day on 14 count Aida, and I'm using the called for DMC. Last roundup, here we go. 41, Love is Patient by Peter Peng on Etsy. And I'm doing this on, pardon me, 14 count raw Aida and using DMC. This is the Tiny Modernist Happy Alphabet. I'm doing it on 20 count Aida using the called for DMC. Next up is Evergreen Sampler by A Cross Stitch Christmas, 28 count white Jobelin even weave using, look at all those DMC greens. Yikes! Super cool. Let Freedom Ring. I barely started across the roof, but it's a beauty. Really pretty. It is by Leela Studios on 40 count cream linen, and I'm using the called for DMC. This is an oldie. My 2020 Pandemic Sampler by Christy Stephenson, 20 count. I followed her instructions and self-dyed the Aida. I don't know if I'm sure. I think it's 20 count. It's so small. Yeah, but I did like the way it came out. This is Strawberry Summer by Owl Forest Embroidery on 14 count beige Aida, and I'm using the called for DMC. Old School on the Prairie by Twin Peak Primitives. I'm doing it on raw 14 count Aida and using the DMC. This is Flying Dragon, a freebie off the internet, with the credit being given to Kaiko. And I'm using a red that I no longer have with it, so I have to put in some work to figure out what that is. I found it. The dragon is being worked with Weeks Dye Works Baked Apples. Whew! Teresa Kogut's Let Freedom Ring started the upper corner. I am working it on white 32 count Jovelin even weave and using her called for DMCs. This is the Peacock Sampler by Twin Peak Primitives, and this is a restart. I had so much of the house done, and I was on a white, and it did not pop, so I took it down to a raw Aida, and that is on last page here, 18 count Aida. Let's see, up here, this is the Happy Camper by Cooler Design Studio for Artiste, and it is a mini. It was all kitted up, so I'm using their 14 count included Aida as well as their included flosses. This is one that I have had trials with. This is the Jane Austen sampler, and I got this much done and just thought it looked kind of doinkus, if I can come up with that word. It just didn't feel Jane Austen-ish. It looked so pixelated. So I called Keepsake Stitching and got this one, and this is a Atomic Ranch Aida Cobblestone. I really like it, and it's coming along nicely. And the last one, this is a Perfect Match by Silver Creek Samplers, and I predict that this will be my upcoming finish. It's gotta get finished for important reasons. Thank you so much. Oh, it is, where's my notebook? On 18 count Aida, Fortnite fabric, partly cloudy, and I am using the Classic Colorworks floss. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'll see you next time.